Hey y'all, y'all come on in. I'm making some tea cakes today. Some good old fashioned tea cakes. And y'all, these ain't no cookies. So y'all do me a favor, like and subscribe because that really helps me here on YouTube. So let's get started with making these tea cakes. Alright y'all, let's get started. So we're going to start with 2 whole eggs. And 2 cups of sugar. Gonna mix those together. So with these tea cakes, these are not cookies. By no means will they be cookies when they're done. They're gonna be nice and thick, like thick cake. Did you guys have tea cakes when you was growing up? Because I know when we would have them, we didn't have them very often. It was like an occasional treat that we would get, and when we would get it, man, when you're a little girl and you came home from school to a tea cake on the stove, you get excited, jumped up and down. They was warm, they was thick.
Yes.
You hear my sister? Yes.
Yes. Well, nothing like a good old tea cake.
One time when my mom made them, to this day she don't know what she did. Them suckers was thick and chewy. How she did that, I don't know what she concocted. She don't even know what she concocted. If she's tried to do them that way, they never turn out that way. They always turn out the traditional way, but not chewy. So we're just mixing the butter and the sugar and the eggs together. And from there, we are going to add, put this, come on, all right. We are going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Mix that in. And then from there, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, and after the baking powder, we are going to add one of my favorite spices ever, nutmeg. This is actually 1 1/4, not 1 1/4, 3/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and that's only because I use fresh nutmeg from the whole nutmeg. Now you can definitely use ground nutmeg, which is fine, but I had some whole nutmeg, and I just thought I would go ahead and grate that up and use it instead. Let me show you really quickly
You can show the peoples what a nutmeg, as you like to call it.
Nutmeg good. Nutmeg good for you. So this, can you see that? That's a whole nutmeg. And what I did, I used this, and you can just go over it and let it fall. For example, fresh nutmeg. It has more flavor than ground nutmeg. You don't have to. I just had it. I experimented, so I bought it to see what'll happen if I use it. So now I know and I like it. All right. So after the nutmeg, I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of evaporated milk. Y'all, I'm so excited. I have not had tea cakes in a long time. So hopefully I can do my mom some justice with these tea cakes. So from here, I am going to add 2 sticks of butter. I use salted butter and a 1/2 cup of shortening. And you want to make sure that this is melted. I'm pouring it slow because it's melting. It's still a little warm, and there's eggs in here. And I just want to pour it in slowly so I don't beat the eggs and make them start to scramble. You ever had that happen when you add warm 2 warm melted butter to some eggs. I thought it looked good, and then I saw scrambled egg bits. No, that ain't it. So with the flour, you can use up to 5 cups. So I will start with 2 cups. Because what you want it to do, once it comes together, you don't want it to be sticky. So we're going to start here with the 2 cups to see what we get. And if that's not it, just keep adding until it is no longer sticky. That's why I say up to 5 cups. Because after a while, you may not be able to use the mixer anymore. You're going to have to get in there with your hands. So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 more cup. So that'll be a total of 3 cups. All right. Still, you see it's still sticky. I'm going to add another cup. That'll be a total of 4 cups. All right, so it's starting to thicken pretty good. So I'm going to take the mixer out of it. Let me get some of these, get some of the bits off.
You just got stuff flying.
Yeah, it did, so I turned it off. It was flying. I'm like, that's wasting battery. Still sticky. So, 1 more cup. Right now we're at 5 cups. Hopefully we don't need any more. All right, so now it's coming together. Get all that flour in there. There's flour at the bottom. Let me get all of that in there. Y'all, when I say I like nutmeg, I want to add more.
Oh, Lord.
Add a little bit more. Not a lot. You probably don't even need it, but I just like nutmeg. So I'm not going to add a lot. Because this girl over here act like she don't like nutmeg.
I don't mind nutmeg, but I don't want the overpowering taste of nutmeg.
Oh, nutmeg does not overpower anything.
Yes, it does.
Does not.
In my opinion, it do.
Stop telling fibs on nutmeg.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we are all mixed in. Not as sticky. This is what you want it to be. Not that sticky. So here comes the fun part. We get to put it in the pan. I have a 13 by 9. I've already greased it. So we're going to roll these into balls. And we don't make these small. Like I said, these are not cookies. See all that? Now what you can do, if you don't want it in your hand, on the chance that it might be sticky, that's when you can get some, you can spray your hand or you put flour on your hand. You have that option. Now, in order to do that with the flour, you want to get it on your hand to make your hand nice and greased. Get some of the batter on your hand so you can move it around. That way when you add the flour to it, it'll have something to stick to. So you can do it like that. So let me get some flour. Hang on a second, I'll be right back with some flour. All right, so I'm back. I have some flour here I put in my hand just to kind of get it where I can maneuver it. I'm gonna make a mess right here on the side on the counter. It's all right. These are for good tea cakes. So you see it sits better, and you can roll it out a whole lot better. So you got your nice big ball of tea cake dough.
We'll put your fingerprints in it.
You put the fingerprints in it after you put them all in the pan.
Okay.
So in my family, whenever my mom or my grandmother would make tea cakes, they would pat them down, and they would have the grooves of their fingers in it. Now,
Jailbird cakes.
whenever I have made them, I've made them a few times, and when I would try to put my finger grooves in there, I'm like, all right, I got my finger grooves in here. These are going to be great. They come out the oven. There's no finger grooves. They bake themselves out. Hurts all my little feelings. So I'm just putting them in the pan. See how many we have right now. 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14 so far. Let's see, how big would this one be? Trying to get everything. He kind of big. There's another one I made that was a little big, bigger than I would have liked. I'm gonna pinch off of him.
Pinch off of it. And so is that tea cake going on a diet? Oh, tea cake. He ain't even got in the oven and she already pinched him.
Alright, so I think I want to get them a little bit closer together. Yep, he was kind of fat too. I pinched off another one. Well, sometimes you have to. You want them to be as even as possible. Even as possible.
Part of that tea cake, she's still pinching him.
He's so retarded. She goofy, y'all. Y'all gotta ignore her.
I'm so glad that tea cake don't have no feelings. Okay, you done pinched off 4 tea cakes.
Well, I want to make. See, look. Little Timmy needs some love. That's all. Little Timmy just needed some love. I'm gonna put him right there. So that's how they're starting. Now here's the part where I have a hard time getting my fingerprints in it. So let's get these prints in here. Let me put some flour on my fingers to see what we can do. Because we're going to try this. Press. Press. My mama would make them. I was like, oh, she got fingerprints in it. Let me put mine in there. See if my fingers are the same size as hers. My grandmother, she would do it. I would do the same thing. So right now we have 17 tea cakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. Yep, 17 tea cakes. These are going to go into the oven at 325 for at least 20 minutes until the edges start to turn brown. So you guys, I'll be right back when these come out the oven. All right, y'all. These tea cakes are out of the oven. They actually stayed in there for 30 minutes as opposed to 20. So 30 minutes at 325. So I let them cool off about a good 10-15 minutes as well. Let's give these guys a taste. And look, they're still fingerprinted.
want that middle one, huh?
Yeah, you know, I don't always like the end piece. The back being crispy is fine, but I don't always want a corner piece. And I'm breaking it. You know, that first one always comes out not so straight. Can y'all see how thick that is? Look at how thick. These are not cookies. So let's try this sucker out. Since it was already breaking on me. Yes, y'all. These are so good. Childhood coming right back at me right here. I would rate these a shimmy. All right, you guys. Like I said, like and subscribe because they help me out on YouTube. Make some tea cakes, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.